Right, hello everybody, welcome back. We are here, season 18. Could you believe it's been going on for so long it can now drink in the UK? We are here for season 18 of Super Sprint Sunday, Simnet Super Sprint Sunday, and we've got all loads of action for you. I'm glad to be back. I'm Greg, and my good friend Owen is joining us once again. How are you, buddy? Minus man flu.
Well, man flu is a killer, you know. Too much vacation, too much time in the British summertime sun. Absolutely pouring down the rain, but hey ho, season 18 is legal to drink on this series now, so best get away with round one.
Absolutely. Pound in the jar there. If you're not aware of the FRL bingo, it's available somewhere in the Discord. If the the admins want to repost that, it keeps everybody entertained. Now, for man who helps complete the bingo card on FRL Super Sprint Sunday, Mr. Vermeulen is back. Jazzman, he is in the practice, already laying down a marker. He's already claimed the #1 card, despite actually not taking part in most of the last season. Bit cheeky if you ask me. But he is back and he's ready to go. We have 30 seconds left of this free practice, and then we have a slightly altered format for you, just for qualifying this season. So the race format is the same as just as last season. It is a 20-minute sprint and then a reverse grid 40-minute sprint for those that complete 70% of the racing laps. And then for preceding all of that, we have a slightly altered sprint one-shot quali format. So instead now of the tiers going out individually in 5-minute segments to set a one-shot quali, we now have the full 15 minutes available to every single car on track. Go out when you wish and shoot your shot at your lap. You only get one attempt. Even if you invalidate it, that is it. You do not get to go again. You may drive back into the pits if you wish, but that is your qualifying over. So take care on your lap, try what you can, and try and put it on pole. Some absolute clutch laps coming, I think. Owen?
Well, as we've always said before, without naming too many corners, without getting the stream taken down already, my favourite, the bomb hole. Obviously, it can either make or break your lap time, especially during qualifying, where tyre temps might not be quite warm enough, as the track is currently 27 at the minute during free practice, but obviously that may change later in the day at the minute. Some clouds I see, but no sign of any of the wet stuff at the minute. But interested to see what's going to happen. But obviously shout out to all the admins throughout all the behind the scenes and stuff, getting season 18 together and ready, because there was a lot of sign-ups this season.
There really was. And once again, thank you very much for Simnet for sponsoring FRL, and this season in particular helps us bring all the action, and they produce fantastic sim racing gear. Do make sure to check them out. I'm sure the admins will update this video with a description which will link you to them. Ah, nice to join us. We were wondering if you could like to phonetically spell that out for us. We were wondering how to say it. We've gone for Shundlemere so far, unless there's a phonetically different way of pronouncing that. But yeah, we're here to welcome all returners and newcomers. And I think the first one coming out from the pits is car 105. I think I've gone past them already. Great start, Greg. We have a returner of Richings, and it's now sporting a purple Ford Mustang. And he's just warming up his tyres, taking the tight line through Montreal corner. Good evening, Gordon Brown. Former Prime Minister of the country joins us on our streams. His reign was short but memorable.
Speaking of Mr. G Brown, I was going to give him a fair shout out to all the behind the scenes stuff that he does as well. Obviously giving us all the season 18 preview, guys. Obviously if you are on the Discord and you haven't had a chance to read it, Mr. G Brown does put some fair hours getting all the data, all the quotes, all that good stuff on a Discord ready for you guys to have a look and a read at.
Yeah, it really helped us get up to speed, and it'll help you too. You've just got to click on it, download it. It's well worth knowing who's around. Yeah, poor stewards tonight. It's a tricky one. You can get really unstuck going down towards the bomb hole. and we're going to leave that just where it is. Oh, so Gordon Brown already alluding to the fact that maybe one or two drivers that will forget that they've only got one shot at quality despite there being a full 15 minutes. Now, it's quite a long outlap. 15 minutes is what we started with, but the first car out on track, which was Richings, is only just about to start his lap at 12:50, 49, 48, 47, and off he goes. So the Mustang I wouldn't necessarily put down as one of the strongest cars here, but there's a few straights that they can utilise. So he goes flying through here. Car looks very, very settled. Stays off the curb. In practice, I saw a lot of drivers attempting. Into Montreal corner. Slow it down. This is all about the exit. You want to get on the power too hard. You do need to swing the car back right before you enter turn 3. Corner name, Palmer. Roll the brakes in. Clip this inside curb and power out. They can read. Thank you, De Jong.
Oh, speak of De Jong, what a guy. He had an absolute direct line to my funny bone for the podcast with Max Throttle and Zoe Apex, with my absolute Alton Park starting on the wets and still managed to take the win. What a guy, De Jong.
Yeah. So we've just got Richings currently coming onto the back straight.
It's like he is properly wrestling that Mustang.
He is.
Getting onto the back straight.
Yeah, just onto the Bentley straight. Now you have to drift over to the right before throwing it through Brundle and Nelson. So he's basically slightly off throw, then brake in a straight line from it. He sends the bollard flying. Keep it valid out of the bomb hole. Don't step on that live grenade, which is track limits. Round the long bend of Coram. I think the sticks are still currently there, possibly. Yep, they are. They won't last very long. They never do. Now, in the race, this corner will mean a hell of a lot. Trying to get power down the second longest straight on the track, which is the pit straight. And he starts us off with a 1:47.8. I believe that is Serpentine coming towards the line. Nope, picked the wrong car. Starting off well.
Just can't get the staff these days, mate.
So this one-shot quali format, it's difficult to stay on top. And Dimitrov is just starting his lap. Tell you what, we will go back to Serpentine.
Jazzman has sneakily snuck to P1 provisionally with a 1:45.9. So 2 seconds nearly quicker than Richins.
And I've picked up Chumakovs, who's now sporting a very tasteful silver and orange Lamborghini. Very competitive man last season. Now goes P8. Quite a conservative lap from him then. I think that's going to challenge many people in his tier. We've got 985 coming towards the line. Who are you? That is Felix in the black, white and blue trim McLaren. He goes towards the line and goes under Chumakovs and then looking, I believe that's right, in the bright optic white Mercedes.
I know it's a bit dark in my commentating room at the minute with the curtains closed, and I thought I needed sunglasses on to look at that Mercedes then.
And I can't help but notice I think that he's on pad. So watch out for him in tight combat situations. It's often quite difficult on pad. So let's go to car 24.
He did have cab loaders cross the line, but he's 20 seconds down on his lap. So not quite sure what's going on there.
So we've got Grafe coming towards the line now in his almost camouflaged Ford Mustang. Very very military looking Mustang there. As he gets a kick load of dust from car 700 ahead. Grafe, who's a great challenger last season, puts himself invalid? Is that an invalid lap? I don't believe he's just starting. As he then gets caught up behind the Bentley ahead. Oh, qualifying drama there. He goes deep, and that's going to affect his lap time massively. We have Jay Prentice in another Mustang. Gets a little bit snaky off the last turn. Another person challenged for podiums last season. What can he do in his Mustang? Goes P2. First one to get within a second of Vermeulen. What car? 621. I think they're coming in. Cost 34. What was it? No, he's still way on his lap. Cost 71. Also coming in 89. Yes.
Third.
Keller.
Pop a Sill there. Cross the line. P6. Car 34 in a lovely blue and orange McLaren. I think we did have Van der Waal there in the silver tier. Take provisional P1 in the silver tier. Slightly beating Richins.
We had Kahela, who we were watching, is that put himself in P18. I think we've had someone lose it at the bomb hole.
Whee! Someone smashes a glass in a pub, everyone just starts cheering. Not that we promote bad commentator behaviour, but...
No, of course not. we'll leave that to Gordon Brown.
That's what WRC's for, and that's why you should join the server. And watch Gordon Brown spin it, win it and bin it at WRC.
So Grafe comes across the line and puts us up P13. So real mixed bag this. Tier's not really showing up that greatly. And
700 still not setting a lap yet.
So I've got Heymans, who I think the last person on the current cars out there to try and put on their lap. So if you do spot any white cars this time around, the white car for new drivers has been abolished. So white cars are purely driver choice now. So Wouter Heymans pushes towards the line. Oh, I think I've picked up another dud one. Where are they changing? It's making us look like amateurs.
Well, speak for yourself. So the McLaren on the in lap, and then car number 69.
That is
J
Sharp. Yeah, we don't have practice as number, do we, GT Jamie? She's a cruel mistress. Fills us up with dreams and then dumps us in the bomber hole. So J Sharp once again just starting a lap.
I mean, are they invalidating on their out lap, so they then have to do another lap?
I am really confused. What's confusing me is Dimitriev. I think Dimitriev. He's been out there for a long while now. And
I was going to say, there's been a fair few drivers that have been out for a little while now, and this doesn't seem like one shot.
Yeah, so Dimitriev has just gone P21, so now he should really be pulling into the pits. Car 32, what's it's all looking a little bit grey in the Bentley.
Friend Missile Dogshaft, formerly known as on YouTube.
As Wazza fires it up to P4. Great start for the Bentley man.
I think I did just see G Harvey shoot himself up to P10 there.
I've just picked up Travaglioli, the one man who... This sounds like we can't say that people can't read. They may just be ignorant.
People may or may not can't read, mate, but I still see a purple and pink McLaren somewhere.
So we're going to stumble with Travaglioli because this man has waited to put his lap in. He's found a good pocket of space, and he's about the only person last season, barring a few others, that could actually hold on to Vermeulen over the course of a race. So this is crucial for like the competitiveness at the front. What can Travaglioli do? Powers towards the line and goes P2 as expected, within 0.3 of Vermeulen. Very, very respectful time. Great showing from him. Car 700 still going round. Someone please have a
I
word.
can't help it, but obviously being car 700 just keeps doing laps. Just reminds me of like the Stagecoach 700 just keeps doing the same route, just going round and round and round and round. The Bentley bus just doing laps of Snetterton.
It's not Indy 500, mate.
But I think, to be fair, I think he has set 2 laps now because he's now jumped Keller. He's now P27.
Oh no. So for those of you who are used to the stream, me and Retro try our best to be professional, but the silliness does slip out. And G Brown goes towards the line. No, he's gone past. This is him starting. Live timing sheet above. What are you on about?
Oh, so you can see how many laps everyone's done. So Dimitriv has done 5 laps.
For those who want to see it. So yeah, stewards will be having a word with you, Dimitriv. No, they haven't done enough for you. They've already taken 40 kilograms out of your car. But yeah, Travaglioli there, as we see, absolute monster of a middle sector. On board with car 19 if they're on a lap because they're the furthest round. This is Gibino, who's in the wrong car. He's in the wrong car again.
Oh, where? What's he in this time? I haven't
He's
seen
in a Ferrari.
Yes, Gibino. Get out that Lamborghini. Join the dark side.
It's not the dark side, it's just the wrong side.
I mean, sorry, no, it's the side that was in front of you for season 17, Taco.
Whoa! For those of you who want to get involved in the feud between me and Owen here, please tune in to the Pro-Am tier of Taco Tuesday, starting this Tuesday. And if you want to race, let an admin know, as Gibino puts himself P11, third in his class. So the tiers are finally starting to take shape. Colpitt's not going out for his lap. Got Drone Lander, who is probably going to be the last one to set a lap time here. Car 301, I think, is just doing an in-lap now. Oh, that wasn't the best exit out of the final turn. I think he clipped the inside curb. Where can he place himself above or within his Am-Tier colleagues? He goes last by 12 seconds, unfortunately. And yeah, no sign from Colpitts of him coming out. So one thing we didn't run down so far this season, but now they're all more laid out. We have 3 tiers of racing, 4 competitions all going in place across the season. So we have the Pro, Silver and Am tier for this season. So the Pro tier are in the white boxes, Silver tier in the grey boxes, and the Am tier in the red boxes. I say 4 championships because there also is a 4th overall championship with a different point system that all drivers are taking part in. So there is no tier moving. If you are in a lower tier with a faster car behind you, you are under no instruction to move out of their way. You have every right to fight them. You are fighting them for position in the overall championship. If you choose to let them go for the sake of the fight in your own championship, that is completely up to you. You are welcome to do so. But the fight is very much out there for everybody to have. So, Owen, not much surprise there at the top 2, but any surprises that you see, returners or new bids that have placed themselves in different places?
I think for Super Sprint Sunday, buddy, I mean, I was just looking for the leaderboard there, and nice to see the fight between Van der Waal and Heymans there, and also Gibino as well. Not a lot to separate them. Obviously, Gibino might have had a little bit of a moment in his lap there, but obviously just between
the moment in his lap was when he put himself in the wrong car.
Well, who knows? I don't do if, buts and maybes, but I do absolutes, and he was in the right car, so... But even between Van der Waal and Heymans there, you got 0.04 of a second between the two guys there. That's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's absolutely.
silver tier, I think, is definitely going to be a bit spicy this season.
It's going to be very spicy. But obviously, after you've discounted the top two in the pro tier as well, there really isn't much separating P3 down to P6. Only about 2/10 really involved there. So Prentice, Sharp, Prentice again, and Wazza really looking to bring the fight for the second, third, and fourth row. As we head down towards the AM tier, Starclough has put himself a distance between some of his AM tier drivers. Got Trotman slightly behind him by about 3/10, and then Desert Townsend returning in P20, but P3 in class with Serpentine lining up just behind him. And then we have a few drivers I don't think did too clean on their lap.
Flicking towards the bottom of obviously that list there, buddy. Obviously, like you say, a couple of drivers maybe not getting the lap they wanted or don't feel that confident on track. Obviously, a couple of names down there. Dreadlock Steve, we know, really solid driver, as we found out from Spa. He definitely put us in the wrong place or in the wrong car around Spa, definitely. But let's see, Serpentine is back in the AM tier this season.
I mean, that guy, in terms of one lap pace, he is quite something. So I don't know who he's paid off to be put back in the AM tier.
Whoa. This isn't the FIFA Association, mate. We don't pay off FIA, alright?
I suspect that Serpentine's going to be coming through the field. He's a solid driver. Townsend's dropped into the chat with him starting next to his sandbags. And Chumakov's as well. I expect him to come through the field as well. And there are a few names down here that I don't necessarily recognise. But Dreadlock Steve, like you said, really surprising to find him down there. I expect him to come through. There's a few long straights where he can really open the taps of that McLaren. But I suspect we're going to have quite a fight into the first couple of corners. It doesn't really settle down until the third, does it? When you've got that sweeping left
well,
around
it is
Palmer.
quite tight, that first sector one, buddy, especially the track temp has dropped ever so slightly. So obviously all the guys that do have the stream on in the background gets a bit of sneaky detail, obviously, as we do talk about it now. I think I did see the track temp was about 28, I think, from free practice. Didn't quite see what it was during qualifying, but obviously it's a lot colder than what it was, so maybe the guys might have to tweak their setups a little bit just to get the tyres just right for the start. And obviously quite a bit of curbing around Snetterton. I think previous races that I've done around here, very easy to get a puncher due to too much curb riding, especially in that bomb hole section.
But yeah, so thank you everybody who's already tuned into the stream. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel. It's not just us on Super Sprint Sunday. There's events going on all day through the week, not just on ACC, but on Assetto Corsa, iRacing, GT7, Formula 1. If it has four wheels and races online, FRL is your place to be. And if you're already part of this wonderful community, do consider signing up to the Patreon. Packages start just £3 a month, and then you begin to get a lot more benefits than even we do. As community members that bring your stream, you get your own practice server, priority entry into events, priority driver numbers if that's your sort of thing, and there's even some more premium stuff if you start going up that ladder. But primarily, what you're here to do is watch these super quick guys go racing. And also, Travaggioli is rocking back and forth on his throttle. He wants to pick his spot absolutely perfectly, and we're going to get green light racing in 3, 2, 1, and away we go. So Vermeulen gets away well, cuts off Travaggioli straight away. Travaggioli looks towards the inside, can't seem to get that done immediately, but is going to follow him around, but he goes slightly deep. Will that open the door for Prentice? Prentice looks to the inside but can't seem to make a move just yet. And then we have, that is the Lamborghini of Prentice just getting tagged slightly on the nose coming around the second turn. We're just waiting for the timing screens to show us where the fight's going to be. Go back towards the
a lot of
front.
drivers side by side in here. We've got Jabino and Haymans, like I said already.
So for some reason I'm looking through the catering tent at this. So yeah, Heyman's looking at the back of Van der Vaart as they come down through Hamilton and into the Oggies.
No, that is Jabino that has got in front of Haymans already.
As he pan round.
Which is not quite updated yet, buddy.
I commentate on cars that I can see and names that I can see.
Just get them wrong all the time. I'm here all week, every week.
So I can see Heyman's getting really good run on the Ferrari ahead of him, but then had the too tight a line, and then through the bomb hole. A few drivers, there's a big dip as they come out of that curb, and settles the car just a little bit.
Speaking of big dip, Jazzman has pulled out quite a gap already.
So just further down the field, we've got Trotman with Schuldemeyer all over the back of him.
Trying to go for a move on Grace into turn one. Gonna hang the Mustang around the outside.
So it looks like Trotman having to get defensive in this early stage. Nice shot. Looking to the inside, but then has to pull out wide. I think he got distracted by the braking of the Mustang, and that has allowed Popsill up his inside. But now he's going to be on the outside for the next turn. But he does have a good run. Can he work it around the outside of Palmer? Just gets a little bit muscled out, but he does still have good speed. He gets a good run out. Then they go 3 wide out the exit of Palmer. But that has dropped sharp back and now alongside the Lamborghini of Brown. Brown fighting this one out. He's going to have the left turn to himself. He needs to get the Ferrari fully behind him, which he does before he enters the Oggies. So will Heymans have a similar run down this straight they did previously? He just closed that Ferrari quite a bit, doesn't he? And as we can see up ahead, Vermeulen absolutely stretching his legs. As I think we have an incident on the exit of the Oggies. Car 141. That's Christie. But they're back up and running, it seems. No, he's still spinning. Lawn maintenance.
Fireworks on the dirt.
What can Lino do? Lino's been closing on Townsend this while. Townsend, ever faithful to his purple McLaren.
Where are you this season, Clayton? I've missed commentating you for a Sunday. Where you at?
So I see a Mercedes in the background. He's looking for moves. But Serfontaine in the Aston Martin, bit of a speed demon. Not going to get him down the straight, but we've got Mornweg diving down the inside of Jablonski in the Lamborghini. Now he's going to rotate that car and try and get the power down. The Lamborghini is second only to the Porsche in terms of traction, but it looks like Jablonski has managed his machine to perfection. So gaps at the front seem to be really expressing themselves. And just caught Cassier just kick out his rear a little bit, but Van der Vaart not quite close enough to capitalise.
There's 2 cars off. I can't quite
car
see the
74 and car 442. Timing screen's not updated to show us where they are. 442 is Mornweg. But he does seem to be going in car 74.
Drone lander.
So we'll pick up with him a little bit later once the timing screens have corrected. He does seem to be stuck in the barrier off the exit of Agostini. Now Sharp's gone a little bit deep. What can this do for the Aston Martin of Harvey on the exit of the final turn? Not many cars throwing big moves so far. They're quite happy to sit in place. But I think the Ferrari is a lot more settled here, but he isn't. Sharp has had an issue and now has to go defensive for the hairpin. He's got a little bit deep. And Harvey capitalise and maybe get a better exit. I think Sharp has just seen that off. He managed to recover well.
3-3-4, Kalugin in the wall.
Now Cassia, who was originally kicking up just a little while ago, now closing in on the back of this.
Well, I think when
pro
you was
battle
watching that battle earlier, buddy, I was watching him and Grace going at it down straight into turn one.
Well, I think they're about to
hang that big old Mustang around the outside, but didn't quite get the move. Traction of the Porsche.
Oh, as he's gone wide. Oh, he's gone really, really wide, and he's flicked across the track. Vanderpool's come in. He has saved it, but the closest speed of Vanderpool is something for him to think about. He's going to have to go defensive into Brundle. But that that Ford's got a DRS flap, I swear it does.
Do have a wild Kalugin still in the barrier. I'm not quite sure why he's staying there, causing the yellow flag on the session. Two drivers stuck in the barrier.
So we've got picked up Brown closing in on Richings. This is for third place in class. Now that is some mighty traction that Brown has found out the last turn. Now will he find a settled Lamborghini going through Riches to try and fight his way to the inside as he enter the hairpin of Montreal? But no, he hangs it out wide. But then Popsill fancies to stick his nose in. Now Popsill really stuck his nose in there, but now Brown, not quite sure which battle he's paying most attention to here. For a moment it looks like he's attacking Richings, the next minute it looks like he's defending Popsill. But Brown goes down the inside, and oh, he collides with the Mustang, and through goes Popsill. Saw that in the making, and he put his McLaren exactly where it needed to be as he went through Agostini.
So Jay Sharp looking to capitalise on that as well. Didn't quite get the move done. But further up, I did see Sharp was closing in on Prentice, but I think Prentice pulled his finger out, got the Mustang down the straight, opened DRS, and kind of pulled a little bit of a gap again. So
here we go. We've got Harvey on Sharp. This Aston Martin is so fast in a straight line, but I think as he just lost the slipstream there, he just lost that extra bit of pace. Now Kalugin looking like he's trying to rejoin the track finally. Maybe he's looking for a reverse grid pole.
That's something you'd do.
Hang on a minute. Oh, we've got Lino and Schundelmeer side by side going round Curram. They're still at it. Looks like Schundelmeer is going to have the outside line. He just forced over the curb, but it's all still fair for now. But now he's on the grass. Now he's going to lose traction. But he still managed to keep the fight alive. There's a bit of flashing going on. He is not happy about that. And all the time,
he's got the Mustang a grave
Oh,
behind.
we're going to go 3 wide into the first turn as they cross over. Schundelmeer's gone round, and he takes the Mustang of Grafe with him. 3 wide, but they're going to. And then we have the spinning Mercedes looking into the next turn. Can he rejoin safely? He's got missed who he was returning in front of, and that's the BMW of Heyman's just coming up behind him. So it's all kicking off towards the back of the grid. And towards the front though, we've got Sharp and Prentice closing on Prentice.
So there we have it, halfway mark from race control there in this Sprint Sunday race 1, guys. Obviously when this race does finish, don't go anywhere. We're going to do a reverse grid 40-minute sprint race straight afterwards, so don't go anywhere after this one. So
yes, Sharp just can't seem to match the Mustang in a straight line, as beaten up as Richings' front end is. And looks like the Aston Martin of Harvey got a great run through bomb hole there. But then hangs it a little bit wide on the entry through Coram.
Slightly behind, buddy. We've got Starklov and Trotman going at it. I think Trotman had a little bit of a moment there in the McLaren to back out a bit, but he was pushing that Ferrari round the bomb hole there.
And of course, this is for the AM tier win. Big moves at stake here.
So Townsend's still within reach, sitting there P3 on the podium. He's not too far out, but
oh, he gets a bit of a snap as he comes out of there. Bit of over rotation through the first turn. But can he push Starkov up to the back of Harvey and maybe start making him get questionable on his brakes? And Sharp still close, but just can't do anything about the power of the Mustang.
Speaking of very close there, Harvey got very close to the back of Jay Sharp then.
As we see the track map on your bottom right, Vermeulen is several corners away from the competition now. So Cameron has to catch up, but this is about as close as Sharp has been, and I think he has got a better exit. Richings tags the grass on his way through. And he thinks about it, ducks to the inside, just makes him think. But then, he goes a little bit deep. What will this do for Harvey? Harvey has caught up with them nicely. And then in the background, we see the McLaren of Trotman just losing his rear a little bit. Sharp goes a little bit defensive on the entry to the column, doesn't allow Harvey to come up the inside. And I can't even notice on the time as means that Brown has closed back up to Popsicle, so we'll go to that in just a moment.
Slightly further ahead, buddy, you have Prentice is right on the gearbox of Sharp as well.
So maybe tyre wear is starting to come into effect. None of these tyres are anywhere near shot, but performance will start to vary depending on how well they've looked after them. But then just at the McLaren, just through that, where they're carrying speed through Agostini seems to be the McLaren's forte.
6, I can't see who that is.
That is Trotman.
6 Trotman, and I believe is he overtaking a lapped car?
So I think Serfontaine has got past him.
Ah, yes.
So now Serfontaine, I told you he'd make up places, is heading. He's already on the podium for the AM tier, and he's heading towards the battle P1 and 2. So Harvey's going to try once again. He's in the slipstream of Sharp.
Wait, so what happened to Trotman then? Because Trotman was right up there.
We'll have to review that after the race. We will grab a replay, guys. We will have a look.
Well, speaking of having a look, Colpitts and Heyman's there. Oh, sorry, Colpitts and Lino. Sorry, I took a leaf out of your book then, started calling the wrong drivers.
Oh, this fight for P13 is still red hot. But as we head onto the straight once again, the Mustang pulls away. The Aston Martin closes up. Ooh, it's Harvey. As a hit that breaks a little bit heavier than the Ferrari ahead of him. Harvey taking a wide line. Can he do the switchback? No, as he runs out and potentially pick up the track warning there. But back to Prentice towards the front. And Sharp very close on the other Prentice. In the bubblegum Mustang. Looks like Prentice went a little bit wide there. So 3-car battles going on top, middle, and potentially at the bottom of the standings as it currently sits. But Mustang Power seems to be leading a lot of these trains, have you noticed?
Well, would you expect anything less?
Not at all. But yeah, it doesn't look the Mustang's got the outright pace to go chasing after other cars, but it's perfectly capable of holding cars up in its wake.
According to this timing screen, the gap from Prentice to Sharp, or sorry, P3 to P4, and P5 is exactly the same, 0.252, before they went to the timing line.
I mean, incredible consistency, incredible fairness. Not to throw massive moves to get out of this. Now, Brown just going round and out, round the outside of Popsicle there. So he's got that back from his earlier move, which he didn't pull off when he hit, I believe it was Richings into the hairpin, and then had himself overtaken by Popsicle.
So it does then promote him on to,
back,
he was P3 anyway.
Yeah, it's back onto the podium for the silver tier.
Not too far away from P2, just up in front.
So let's give the bottom of the grid some love. Just picked up Mornweg, who's trying to undercut Jablonski. Come on, Jablonski, in the Ballwell Motorsport Lamborghini. We need to do well. It looks like Jablonski has managed to escape that one. We've got Dimitriv as well, who's in that white Bentley. Oh, and then we see Coppens dive down the inside, and that's a bit of a crash there. And that allows Grave and his very beat up Mustang to get ahead. But now we're going to go 3 wide into Palmer. But no, the Bentley gets away. And then deep. And then looks like I think that was Coppens sent himself. Yeah, very wide.
Sorry, buddy, I'm going to interrupt you. Sharp has got an absolute run down the start straight on Prentice.
Oh, there's a big crash at the back.
Big battle on.
Yeah, we're back on it.
Oh, just about keeping it sharp.
Oh, as he was
no.
airborne and round goes the rear.
Oh, Sharp, what have you done?
I mean, he looked like such a good run momentarily. He's going to need to rejoin safely. And thankfully he gets that just before the corner. And he can defend that position from who I now presume is Cassier. So he's dropped down to P7 now. There's Adam Sharp. So it looks like Popsicle has got now back ahead of Brown again. And Popsicle trying to chase down Jabino. But these two have closed down Jabino. I think that's crucial to notice.
I think this probably might have been a weapon in Brown's toolboxes, either to try, like I say, hold back a pro tier driver, not that they're under any obligation to move out the way, or to give Jabino some pressure from a pro tier driver.
Oh, we just got Cassier trying to make a move into Brundle. He tries to round the outside as he goes into the bomb hole. Sharp takes a bit of curb again, but manages to use the curb to his advantage this time to actually keep the position.
From race control there, leader on final lap there. So Jazzman currently 7.5 seconds in front of Travaglioli, taking final lap there.
So the two Prentice brothers just pulling away there and flying in formation for the P3 and P4 positions. Question is, will the two brothers fight over the final podium spot? We've seen them fight before. It's not out of the question. Now there's no other car to concern themselves about now. I fully expect to move here, Owen.
Oh, I see a car 89. Who was that? 89, oh, it's Keller. Dropping a fair few places there.
Oh, it's Luke Prentice gets a bit of a bump off the curb there. That's going to affect his fight around the Oggies. Now it's going to be the exit of all exits because this is going to be one of his last opportunities. And I've just seen, I will flip down to it very soon because as that Popsil is potentially going to get an opportunity on Jabino. But we're going to go to Vermeulen for his time in the sun. And he comes towards the line to win a first time back on Super Sprint Sunday, race 1. And Travaglioli does a fantastic job. Oh, as the Prentice boys, they almost touched the final turn. This is now a drag race to the line. Does Lamborghini have anything in the tank to try and overtake? As he's flashing his brother. Grace comes home with not too much to worry about. Cassia couldn't match Sharp in the end. Vanderwall comes home. Jabino is being chased down by Popsil. And Brown is trying to race him to the line. Couldn't get it done. And Richings goes off for the final turn. And that lets those drivers, Sharp and Harvey, who he's been trying to keep behind him all this time, have now finally gone through. So Sharkloff wins the Amtir. And Townsend flashing he's not happy about something. And Harvey, Serpentine. Didn't have much luck this race. I saw him have a bit of a spin early on. Chumakovs comes home in the Lamborghini. Yablonsky and Dreadlock Steve. I mean, fair play to him. There's a lot of cars in this race. And he's actually pulled it back to an on-track P5 in class. So well done to him. And I've got Grafe, one of the front runners early on, in a very, very beat up. Just saying, I'd say he's happy. Looks like his radiator's sticking out the front of his Mustang. But he comes home in a very reluctant P29, but he will be starting pretty close to the front when we go racing in race 2. And we have Coppens, and last one to come over the line will be Christy Katie Lane. Actually, I think Christy and Katie Lane went to the pits much earlier on. So for our own entertainment purposes, we love to record the replay for a bit of watch back once everybody is gone beddy buys tonight. So we'll just grab that. So what's gonna happen now, guys? If you're not familiar with this, we will be just leaving the server momentarily so they can reset it. But here is your final standings. Bermuda leads Travaglioli and Prentice for the Pro Tier podium. Then Prentice, Grace, Wazza, Sharp, and Cassia on that top 8, which was well cemented there. Then we have Vanderwall taking a silver tier win, so well done to him. With Jabino, who kept his nose out of trouble and stuck it in P2. Popazil, who's dabbling around with Brown for a lot of the race, finishes in P11 with Brown taking the final step of the podium in the Pro Tier. Then we got Sharp, and the winner for the Am Tier, Starcloth, well done to him. Then Richings and Harvey mixed in with Townsend and Serpentine for the Am Tier podium. We've got Lino, Colpitts, Trotman, Heymans, Luking, Chumakovs, Yablonsky, Mornveg, Dreadlock Steve, Dimitriv, Grafe and Coppens fell out the top 30. We've got Keller, Felix, Schulzmeier and Cablo and Kalugin, Dronelander, Christie. So based on that, I don't believe Dronelander or Christie will be included in the reverse grid, as I checked my maths there. But so we expect pole to go to Kalugin. So yeah, we'll just quickly leave the server so the admins can do their thing. And we'll be back with them in just a moment. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining in so far. Like I said, don't go anywhere. We have the same all over again, but this time 40 minutes of of Formula Racing League's Super Sprint Sunday, sponsored by Simnet. Glad you're all here. And obviously, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share the stream with everybody you know. Let's have as many people in here enjoying the wonderful racing that FRL provides, whether that be on ACC, Assetto Corsa, GT7, Formula One, new game just out. So let's see everybody. Forward to see everybody on that, or a bit of WRC, which the admins are trying to push constantly. If it has 4 wheels and races online, FRO is your place to be. And we are sponsored by Simnet now, so make sure you jump on there for the newest and best in racing equipment. So it looks like we are back.
Green light, give us all you can.
I'm just going to get my TV camera back because you guys want to see all the action. Pretty hard to do when there's no cars out on track. We'll stick with that one for now. My cat says hello to everybody on the stream.
The server back?
No, it's not.
I was going to say, I didn't see it.
Something changed. You can tell it's been a while, we're all rusty. Ooh. Ooh, that's the wrong one I'm trying to join. So yeah, what they're doing right now, guys, if you're not familiar, they are just reversing the grid, checking that everybody did complete the necessary laps. We did see a driver or two not fulfilling what they needed to do during the one-shot quali, so potentially penalties will be getting handed out in the Discord, and those will be abided by for the race start, potentially a pit lane start or disqualification. Not too sure yet, but the admins will make those drivers aware. But no, it's very interesting, that race, Owen. The fact that obviously the Mustang, despite not being one like any lap particularly fast, they were the head of every single train.
It's all a part of racing, buddy. I mean, it's all well and good racing, but overtaking's another thing, especially that Bentley straight. If the Mustang gets a good exit onto the Bentley straight and the start straight and the middle straight in the middle sector, I mean, unless you're literally throwing bombs at it before and after the bomb hole, I don't think most drivers stand a chance against the Mustang. Because I think we've always had this argument before where you could have a car on like 1 wing, 2 wing, and the Mustang on 12, and it's just an absolute machine down the straights.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Especially when you've got flowing corners opening it up as well, so it doesn't even need to rely on traction. It's already built up the speed. But equally as well, I mean, now we get to watch the race in reverse. We get to see the overtaking masterclass that is Vermeulen try to come back to the grid again. We missed it from the...
Well, I mean, we have had some absolute nightmares watching it before.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always worked out for him, and he has to throw the big moves to get it done in the time. And not every single driver sees it coming. You have to take a lot of risks to be able to achieve that sort of overtaking prowess. And I think in any racing scenario, the race is never 100% in your hands, is it? You have to rely on the grip underneath you, your car's balance, the race surface, and all the cars around you. So we just had word. Server's back online now. Here we go. As we now head back into the server.
Green light. Go, go, go.
I'm hoping somebody doesn't mind heading out on track so I can use them as a guinea pig for my camera.
Can't say that. There's laws against that now.
It's not unethical. Just asking them to drive very fast cars with cold tyres.
Vroom vroom, I'm in me mum's car. Oh, who was that? Drone lander's gone out.
Thank you, Drone Lander. You can be my guinea pig. There we go. Yeah, I think that's the one, isn't it? There we go. Everybody happy? Good. So we will get back up and racing very shortly. So we have this 5-minute free practice just to bring us back into the fold, get every driver back in for the reverse grid. So look forward to seeing if my maths was correct. Just a small interlude here. So now, guys, if you are racing or if you're just watching, grab a drink, grab a snack, do your little toilet break, and be back ready in a few minutes' time for the start.
Just reading through some of the comments of some of the drivers on the Discord. Obviously, I won't repeat colourful language due to keeping the stream as PG as possible. Gordon Brown, I'm looking at you. We had Jay Sharp in the Super Sprint Sunday. Anyone got any ideas on how you mount an overtake round there?
You just got to send it. Isn't that the solution in any form of racing? You just got to send it.
And then Jay Sharp also said, I'm sick of the sight of that fat Mustang.
So we're just watching Drone Lander fire on the track. We've also got Brown gone out there. We're not going to make any assumptions that any of these drivers need any extra practice. As we catch Brown hot-tailing his rear around the second turn. And he's testing the barrier for us. Oh, isn't he a nice chap? So Brown and Gedman, safety inspectors for FRL, they do a great job. They put their own lives at risk for the safety of everybody else. So if you see them nose diving into a piece of corrugated iron at the side of the track, or a Tech Pro barrier, you know it's been done in service of the FRL Drivers Association. We just hope he's okay. We also hope that Larry's okay. Because
Larry? We haven't heard about from Larry for a little while.
No, well, do you know, and that concerns me.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised there wasn't an amber warning alert, to be fair. The fact we do have Mr. Van der Wall back this season. I forgot about Larry.
So did I. We shouldn't, you know. R.I.P. Larry, lest we forget the assault that happened in Laguna Seca. I think we do return to Laguna Seca this season.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, next round.
Oh no.
So, Larry, if you've got any annual leave
Larry,
to take...
book some time off if you got any.
For those of you who were not familiar with... Please watch back. I think it was season 16 around Laguna Seca. Van der Waal abandoned all plans to go have a fight with one of the trackside marshals. So yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. I know we're droning on, causing nonsense and stupidity right now, but we're going to have 40 minutes of Super Sprint Sunday racing with a reverse grid to keep you entertained into the lateness of the evening. And like I said, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, join the Discord if you fancy the racing action for yourself. As you see, we offer many tiered systems for those who are relatively new to racing. Or we have WRC for those that like to remodel their car on a quarterly basis.
It was actually season 14.
Wow, have we been doing this that long?
No, season 13 we started, I believe.
My goodness, we're getting on a bit.
Well, you are. I'm not.
Alright. Says the man starting a family.
Yeah, but I'm late to the party for this. I just found out like a couple of weeks ago.
So for everybody listening to the channel, please do wish Owen and his wife best wishes on their upcoming child.
Well, my kid's already going to be faster than me at sim racing because it managed to hide being 5.5 months along, so...
You don't have that sort of pace in your back pocket, do you?
No, but I still keep you behind me though.
Way! Until you spin. Way!
Way! But I still beat you though. Way!
There were many circumstances that occurred to allow you to beat me in Taco Tuesday Season 17.
I mean, yeah, you did rage quit, so...
Yeah. So we've got a little counter here going, and as we mentioned, Cablo will take the pole for the reverse grid, and Vermeulen will start after winning that race all the way down in P33. So he has got a lot of cars to overtake on this very tight, difficult track. And the first person he's going to try and overtake is Prentice in a Mustang of all people. That's going to be a bit of a challenge all by itself, especially if Prentice also starts making places up.
Well, I mean, it would be interesting to see. Obviously, I didn't quite get to see what the fastest lap from race 1 was, but obviously, Jazzman was, I think, about, 8 seconds in the lead?
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Come the end, but obviously that was in clean air. What can he do now with obviously 32 cars in front of him?
10 seconds.
So we will, every now and again, check in with those coming up from the back, but we are going to begin by focusing on the front, the sharp end of the grid, with this Papaya Bentley about to barrel through Coram and out of Murray's and start this race. Now, Schundelmeyer, who's new to this league, new to Super Sprint Sunday anyway, to my knowledge, seems to be exploring the track ahead of the lead car. Let's see what he can do with minimal cars ahead of him. So here's hoping the lesser experienced drivers don't pick up any penalties for false starts or speeding.
You wouldn't know what it is, getting infringement for speeding, would you?
No, never. It's all about averages. Just maths, mate. As we all go, go, go! Cablo seems to have got away well, but Schuldemeyer does seem to be sticking alongside him. Schuldemeyer looks like he's going to take a sweeping line around the outside. What a move! Maximum commitment. Oh, as I think... Oh, we have cars in the back. We've got big collisions in the back. Oh, my goodness. Massive pile-up further back. Dreadlock Steve getting caught up in that. So many cars getting caught up in that. We're going to go back to Schuldemeyer and Cablo, and we're going to wait to see what comes out of that section. A few cars already returning to the pits. And now cars that... Yeah, car 700 did get a pit lane start by the look of it. But now we've got a huge gap from the leaders to the midfield. This is absolute dreamland for Schuldemeyer. He's stretching away from Cablo and Mornweg on his heels. Then we've got a big gap all the way back to Grafe here. We suspect will catch this pack with some haste, but he's gone deep, and this has allowed Colpitts through as the camera pans. Yeah, and Colpitts has that one done and keeps it off the curb. Grafe has not spent much time damaging the front of his nose again, but Grafe with a great drive down the Bentley straight, and he's coming already. He's back at Colpitts. He's down the inside into Brundle. But he goes deep again on the grass. He needs to tighten up if he's going to make progress in this. Now Cablo has been overtaken by Mornweg. He's gone a bit deep again. Oh, and the car behind, that's Coppens deep at the last turn, but he returns just in front of that gap with Colpitts leading. No, Colpitts, sorry, just back behind Grafe. Timing screens doing me dirty there.
So
now will
coming down the start straight, I think Jazzman's up to P23.
Yeah, Travaglioli, who finished the previous race in P2, is already up to P17. But we see Colpitts diving down the inside, forcing Grafe deep and over the curb. So I think this battle's going to go on for a while, because both of these cars have got big grunt. But a Trotman again stuck in this train. Picks up Serpentine as well, who's joining the battle. Oh, and the two Aston Martins do chink as that's Harvey goes through, pushes Serpentine, and Serpentine has dropped back slightly, and that's how Townsend through as well. And we've got Richings in the Mustang coming up behind Harvey now.
Oh, speaking of Richings in the Mustang.
Oh, he's gone and he's pushed off the Ferrari of Gibino, and he comes back on wide, and he's going to have a few cars go down his inside, and this is Cablo now side by side with him. Bit of a tangle on the exit. And we've got the Lamborghini is now gone deep, and that's a Lamborghini over the grass, and they've rejoined on it. Absolutely clatters Popsill, and that's a few cars now having, I think that was Vermeulen, yeah, had to avoid. That was a P21. Travaglioli now to P15.
Got unlucky there. He did get hit by that car.
So yeah, this
unfortunately hit that car.
But yeah, Colpitts now, after the initial loss of the big pile-up at the start, closing in with Coppens on Keller ahead. Schundelmeyer already gapped 4.5 seconds. Here's Coppens down. Colpitts down the inside of the Ferrari of Coppens. Coppens, who detached himself from that lead pack by going off the last turn on the end of the first lap.
I think that was the lapping car of Lucking there that was getting out of the way. Obviously Blonsky and Keller there.
A Sharp very close in the back of Cassier. But we suspect this is one of the Mustangs that's a bit of a roadblock. But Now's the time to get them while they're in traffic. Riching still coming through. He's got Grace ahead of him in the Porsche. But look who's behind him. So whilst we're with him, Vermeulen, what can he do? With a lot of traction, a lot of grunt ahead of him. He did absolutely ace that exit. And he is closing on the Mustang. He must have taken a lot of wing off this to have this sort of speed on the Mustang. He dives to the inside. Will the Mustang fight it? Yes, he does. And that's Cablo going over the grass sideways. And now mounted on the curb.
No, that's Grace that's on the curb there. In the Porsche.
These drivers need to stick to a livery long term, I'm telling you.
Not even remotely the same.
Oh, as we see Grafe down the inside of Coppens, this is still going on.
Cablo's gone off. P3 has gone off.
Oh, and that's Grafe gone round. Grafe's gone a bit too deep on the exit. The first turn he's gone round,
no,
and now he's sat across the track. Why is he just rolling there? Oh, he needed. Oh my goodness. Oh no, and that's Brown.
Oh no.
He did roll back onto the track, unfortunately, the first time round. He should have braked much earlier.
I think, judging by that, some of the drivers just got through that by the skin of their teeth.
Gradually now to P13. I'm catching Harvey, who's trying an outside move on Cablo here. Cablo tightly goes to the inside. Harvey looks to use the curb on the outside to try and find an inside line. Cablo goes deep.
Goes deep and bleeds 3 places there. More places there. He's on the grass again. Cablo having an absolute nightmare.
Now Cassett
started on pole, now he's bleeding time.
Cassett just got past Townsend, pushing him out to the curbing, but just a bit banging doors. All fine by me. That puts Travagioli up to P12. So this reverse grid format doing what it's supposed to, causing drama. Now, I can't help but notice that Richings and Vermeulen have been making up places, but Richings has kept Vermeulen behind.
The Mustang power, baby.
You just got to keep it clean, and the Mustang will look after you. Prancing horse versus the galloping stallion. But ahead, we've got Prentice on the outside of the Forest Fagioli, but the Prentice goes off the track and he's bouncing. Can he rejoin safely? Yes, he can. Just in front of Popsill. Great car control to keep that clean.
Well, speaking of car clean, I think Jazzman.
Yeah, it's finally getting around him.
Move.
Yeah, he does. He gets that done.
Front.
I think it was the stacking of the cars due to who was it? Prentice going off, and now the Mutant fancies a bit of Popsill as well, and he's got that one done purely on traction. So Jazzman now he's got past Richings, which seemed to be his biggest task, but now he's just as quickly found another Mustang in the form of Prentice, who is a reasonable match for him.
So give him where credit's due. Schundelmeer is now 6.7 in front of Mornweg.
Now Colpitts, now really having reeled in this top flight battle, going to try and bring himself up into P4 on track. He'll still be in the same place in his tier. Cassett currently winning the Pro Tit, but looks like Colpitts has found a great bit of traction around the outside of the last turn. Brilliant move. And Cassett now getting overtaken by Harvey as well. Doesn't look overly happy in that Mustang. Wonder what's going on there. Now we've got Sharp as well, closing on Serfontaine. Looked at a move, as did Travaggioli. Oh, but then Travaggioli's been hit by Vermeulen.
Just lunged by Jazzman, I think.
How far did he come? Where did he come from?
Not quite sure, but I think it was quite a way back.
But that now puts him back behind Richings and Popsil. So, negative positions currently for Vermeulen. Do you know what? I need to apologise to Kalugin. He has put the exact same livery on, and I should applaud him. So Cassidy coming back at Harvey. Mustang power. Can he get down the inside into Brundle? He definitely shows his nose, but great commitment around the outside for Harvey. Stays ahead. Now, so far this evening, everybody, we've had solid support for Schundelmeyer in the comments. That show your support for anybody else that might be getting some love and support in the comments. Maybe Sharpshaw guy. He's trying to chase down Townsend. He's trying to close a gap on Cassier, who's currently leading the Pro Tier. It's not really Townsend's fight. He elects for the outside, tries to get a faster line to the first turn. But what will this do for him? Let's see Travaggioli trying it around the outside as well. These cars do touch, but it's safe enough. Travaggioli does get through in the background. That's Vermeulen! Vermeulen's off! Vermeulen has massive damage! I think he must have tried to move on the inside. I think that is his race done. He's slowing down and he's returning to the pits, I believe. Oh, disaster for Vermeulen. It's always going to be tricky.
Oh, he's still going again.
Looking for an optimal place to rejoin, I guess. But yeah, busy night for the stewards indeed, Mr. Brown. We look at Richings going around the outside of the Aston Martin of Serfontaine. Serfontaine backs out for the entry of Hamilton. Now Serfontaine looks like he might get picked off by another in the form of Popsil.
Oh, sorry, buddy. A good battle. Van der Waal, Wazza, and Jabina. Sorry. Yeah, Van der Waal and Wazza there.
Yeah, Wazza.
Power down the straight. Big train here.
Time screens will update shortly. Van der Waal is not ahead of Wazza. He is behind. Now Travaggioli, having navigated the traffic better than Vermeulen, is going to get a massive points haul here. He will probably come out of this weekend in the lead of the championships because of the combined points. Because he's got past the Mustangs. There is another one ahead if he wants to win in the Pro Tier. So it's all well within reach.
Drive back to the pits.
And Schundelmeyer doing a fantastic job. 7.5 seconds ahead. With still a little while before he gets any lapping traffic.
We've got Kalugin and Sharp going at it side by side. I think Kalugin getting a better traction there, as per usual in the Porsche.
I believe that's actually
under threat from Grace in a Porsche sandwich.
So the Mustang of Cassia should really look to be making some moves on Keller. He's 2 tiers below, and he's going to want to escape those that are faster in his tier based on the first race.
Right,
Makes a move.
Sharp closing in hot.
And he's trying to make a move on the inside of Coram. Gets closed off initially. And Sharp's right on this.
The Mustang should just be eating this up. Look at it run from Sharp. Sharp's got an absolute cracking run out the final turn. I don't think it's going to be enough though.
I think realistically his best move is probably into the hairpin. Carry speed through here more than the Mustang can. And make a sharp late dive, but I don't think he's got the distance. He doesn't. But then it looks like Cassier's gone a little bit deep.
Serpentine and Vanderwall going at it for the fight for P15 further down. Side by side at the exit of the hairpin, and I think that was Serpentine that slipped in front by the next corner.
Oh, it looked like Jabino's going to have a little bit of a dive. It showed his nose ever so slightly. But I'm not sure how much of a nose he's got left. It's pretty beaten up. Got Brown closing in on Heymans for P22. The gaps towards the back are quite large now. Oh, as Brown goes a little bit deep. Can he can he slingshot this? No, he's definitely lost out there. Oh, it's Townsend off the grass and through goes Popsill. Didn't see if there was any contact there. He has to rejoin safely. Yeah, Townsend's lost a lot of positions there.
Oh, that's a moment I didn't want to stare to look at. You had Richings and Wazza in the Bentley, both barges down the Bentley straight there. Been trying to get the absolute maximum run down the straight, but I think the Mustang still has the edge over the Bentley on top line speed.
Catching Popsill, closing on Keller. But Keller has the issue of the Mustang ahead of him. Mustangs may not be winning this race, but they're having a mighty big impact on it. And Cassius still manages to keep Sharp at bay whilst closing in on Colpitts. And Colpitts does seem to have Harvey all to himself. Now it's Grunt versus Lightness down this straight. Can the BMW any sort of a charge? But actually, for just behind, looks like Sharp has closed up even more on Cassier. But that Mustang again just jumps away down the straight. But this battle will get really tight towards the end. I've got a feeling. Oh, and Richings on the outside gets past the Ferrari of Keller. So great move. I don't see many moves on the outside there into bomb hole. Now was it sizing this up? He's seen one barge get past the Ferrari. Maybe another one can do it. He's closing massively on the pit straight. He dives to the inside. And I think this move's all but done now. Turns in very confidently. Makes that move stick. Moves himself up into P12. Now Travaglioli with the fastest lap of the race, now in P9. We're not even at the halfway point of the race, and he doesn't have that much work left to do. I mean, he's got a few scratches for his troubles, but now he's got to join the Mustang train of Cassier. This is a crucial battle for Sharp, Travaglioli and all involved behind this Mustang. But Cassier has his own battles to fight. Oh, and ahead, that's Harvey going off. How much of a hindrance will he be as he rejoins?
Quite a lot. Look how much they're closing in.
Colpit's around the outside. But then, oh my god, no, multi-car collision, 3 cars off. Colpit's,
Oh,
if he can
no.
hold it, no he can't. He almost could have cut the corner and gained a few places there, ultimately illegally, but...
Well, that's unfortunate for Cassia there, having a really good debut.
Halfway mark. Keep pushing.
But that has promoted Travaggioli. We'll see as he goes past the timing board. Him, Sharp and Harvey seem to get that through that okay in the end, despite Harvey being the one that ultimately instigated the collision by being the slow car in the middle. Travaggioli now up to 6th, 3 positions for him. And Townsend just caught him dropping loads of positions off the back of what I can only presume was a collision. And Cassian dropped down as well, as we just saw. Maybe a bad rejoin bomb hole. We've got Starkloff going deep. Can this invite Townsend on the inside? No, it's a good run around the outside. Yeah, it wasn't a great one, Christian. But as many drivers have said in the past, if you're going to race cars, you're going to crash cars. The fact that Harvey, after that, has managed to keep himself in the fight is pretty impressive. He may have to watch Travaggioli and Sharp drift off into the distance. But if he can latch onto the back of them, maybe he can fight Jablonski at the later stage. Because I think Schuldemeyer has very much checked out, and it's going to take a mighty performance from Sharp and Travaggioli to move him out of the way.
Speaking of battles, you've still got Van der Waal and Jabino fighting for P13.
And they've got Keller just ahead. And Keller goes deep on the bomb hole. And through goes Van der Waal. Oh, they touch! And that might invite Jabino through. Jabino's found his way to the outside. Keller's found himself back in front.
Ferrari. Oh,
The inside line always.
There. Grace is now all over the back of him.
I think that was a bit of a touch. Yeah, Haymans, I think we did see from your ping. Van der Waal thought about to move on Keller, but is going to save it for the hairpin, I think. He's found a fast outside line, but he's found a bit too much grass, but he's managed to hold it. Dives back to the inside, but then finds the grass again. Can he control it? He goes very deep and onto the grass, and everything he works for becomes undone. It could have been mighty.
Does someone want to phone Larry now?
Yeah, I mean, he was on his way. Gave him a wave. Maybe a birdie. There's now Jabino. Yeah, finds himself behind Grace after all that entanglement. And I've got Travaggioli taking a bit of grass in his attempt to try and catch Sharp.
Oh, I just caught downstream. Harvey has lost it on the Bentley straight.
Oh, he's done well to get off the track there. Yeah, that car's a bit of a wreck now. Yeah, you missed it, Jamie. Jazzman was caught up in the background on exit of turn 1 about 15 minutes in. I think he's since returned to the pits. I've just got Colpitts snaking around on the entry into Coram. And Jabino fighting endlessly to get Grace back. The silver tier, probably the most spread currently. I think Vermeulen has left it for this evening. Prentice, bless him, is still carrying on. The lowest driver in the Pro tier currently. I think he must have been back into the pits for a repair. I don't know why a driver...
He was the one that obviously was involved in an incident during the bomb hole, so unfortunately he was kind of, I think, sent across the grass backwards and obviously collected another driver. So
Yeah. And I've just caught the other
stewards will
shot.
be very busy this evening.
Just caught Johnny Sharp closing in on Cassia. Cassia did get a better run out of Palmer there. So we go to Cassia. And Van der Waal will be looking behind him thinking, please no, I do not want that in front of me.
Still keeping his foot in on the Mustang there, using all of the track and the grass there. Trying to feed that pony some grass to make it go faster.
Puts it on the grass, I think he'll find too many horses escape from the ranch. But Van der Waal is going to try one down the outside of Jabino.
Behind.
Oh, what a move! Can he complete it? Yes, he can. What a move. And Jabino finds himself on the curb on the outside. Can Jabino manage to keep it ahead of Cassia? No, he cannot. Cassia goes through. And Van der Waal
was a moment.
Cassia goes through on him. The Cassia making great progress after his early troubles. And Jabino has to defend to the inside. He's got Sharp trying to go round the outside. He does well on the brakes to hold it, keep it tight.
I mean,
Sharp,
I don't want to
all the pressure on.
curse it yet, but what a debut this guy is having in the second race.
So I'm just going to go to Sharp, who's going to try it around the outside of Jabino at Agostini. Or will there be a cutback? Agostini just a bit too narrow to send a big dive. A bit too tight, but quite just wide enough for the cutback not to work. Very frustrating corner. But what about Brown? Brown has come back into the consciousness of us commentators. He is chasing down Townsend. Townsend will not want any distractions because he is currently leading the AM tier in this late stage.
We mentioned Brown, he's all slipping and sliding all over the curb and onto the grass. Now's not the time for WRC.
He wants to go on. If he wants to take that Lamborghini on the grass, he's going to need to turn it back into a tractor.
Wee.
But he does have Starkov. He's highly motivated to go after Townsend. Surprised he's not putting more pressure on Brown to maybe get him to push up to the back of Sharp or even overtake him.
Oh, sorry, mate. Down the start straight, we've got Sharp to make a move on Jabino down to turn 1, side by side. I think Sharp's going to get the run. He's going to be on the outside.
Oh, just gets across his nose. If you could determine which Sharp when you start that sentence.
Yeah, I realised that after I said it.
So he goes a little bit
too
deep.
Too confusing, boys. There's 2 Prentices, too many Sharps.
Sharp does get through there on Jabino. Well timed, well executed move. Now Cassia closing on Grace. We told you he was on the up. So this will be the first Pro Tier driver he's had to tackle in a while.
Oh, sorry, buddy. On the up, Travaglioli is trying to make a move on Sharp down the Bentley straight. Still not quite close enough into the heavy braking for Bombhole.
Now Schundelmeyer with 15 seconds over P2 and another 22 seconds over this battle.
Jablonski had a moment there which has allowed Jay Prentice to slip through, so there's now 3 drivers in the top 5. Sorry, pro drivers in the top 5. Sharp doing very well to hold off Travaglioli this far.
Do you know what? I genuinely think Schundelmeyer is going to get this one. I don't think there's enough time left.
I don't think there is, buddy, but what a debut he's had. See, I know the reverse grid does help, but to be 15 seconds in front of P2.
Yeah. 40 minutes, with obviously traffic permitting, is more than enough time for any competent pro tier driver to make up a gap on a newbie, somebody who's not that confident. So clearly he's found a lot of confidence in this car, in this league, to make the moves and to put the pace down. And yeah, he seems to be managing the lapping traffic as well. So Cassius closing, but not ultimately making Grace sweat right now. I mean, he keeps dirtying his tyres like that. He's going to have all sorts of trouble.
Oh, I saw that, Mr. Brown.
As Travaglioli has got through.
Boy.
Travaglioli has got through on sharp. So the charge is finally over on sharp, and he can now start doing something about the win of this race, if there is enough time to do anything about it. He's going to need to take 4-5 seconds a lap out of Schundelmeyer here.
Rich, to be fair, looking at the timetables, Schundelmeyer's best was a 47.7. And alright, fair enough, Travaglioli's been in a fair amount of traffic, but his best is a 46.8. So there's not really that much to gain within that much time.
I mean, there's a small chance he might catch Mornweg. So we wish him the best in that endeavour.
8 seconds to, or 7.5 to Mornweg.
Now there's a right juicy train here behind Townsend with Brown and Starclough. As we mentioned, this bit of a sandwich earlier. Townsend wants to keep Brown. Oh, as Brown has lost a fair bit of traction there, going deep on the exit of Palmer. And just as we flick to it, now Starclough's got quite the opportunity.
I think Brown is struggling a bit because on the previous lap he was very close to Townsend, who went very deep on the brakes and locked up, narrowly missing Townsend. So I think Brown is struggling this part of the race.
So Brown probably going to lose slipstream here to Cassius. So what does the front? Oh, as great as Starclough gets a big snap on the exit of Williams. Trotman and Serpentine, two drivers that seem to be locked in battle all evening. Still trundling around P19 and P20, but for the final of the podium spots for the AM tier. So something well worth fighting for. The Colpit's just continuously frustrated with being stuck behind Richings. Both very competent drivers. Oh, Colpit's got a bit of a snap on the exit there, but he collects it nicely. Because Cassia has got past Grace. We didn't cover it, but he's got it done, and he's already pulling away. He's got a bit of a way to go to catch anybody now, with only 6 minutes remaining. J Sharp is slowly closing on Van der Waal. Just kicks up ahead. Van der Waal looks marginally more damaged than Sharp. But it looks like Richings is just starting to drop Colpitts now. Oh, Popsill on the back of your Blonsky. Super close coming through Coram and Murray's. And he's got a great drive out the last turn. Ducks to the inside. Is there a move to be made? Not yet. Popsill really fancying a look at Jablonski. He's got the pace for it. But the Lamborghini is great in defence. I can vouch for it. Just traction zones are going to hold really tight turns. It can be an absolute menace to get on the inside of. As I catch Brown.
I was flicking for the pack there to see Dreadlock Seeps doing a bit of donuts in the dirt there.
So, Gibino, Townsend, Brown, Starcroft has dropped off. So, again, a 3-car battle. This time now, there with Townsend in the middle. He's not going to want to sacrifice this, but I think he's about to lose out to Brown if he's not careful. Brown doesn't quite find the traction he wanted. I think Gibino is struggling with his car now. Looks like it's fairly damaged. Yeah, I mean, we did see it in the background, Jazzman. Yeah, it was unfortunate. We will definitely have a look afterwards. Probably not on stream, but it's exactly what happened to you, because you were on quite a charge. And it looks like Javajoli is going to make big gains on you in this championship because of it. But we know you'll come back stronger. Oh, that's a good bit of ground gained by Brown there on Townsend. Very, very good launch. They have dropped back behind. Townsend defends the outside. Is there a move on for Brown on the inside? No. I bet it does. Does, man. Oh, and Cassiet overtaken by, was that Colpitts? Yeah, Colpitts there. These two have been mortal enemies so far this race too. Continually swapping places. There's a lot of horsepower from P8 down to P10, P11, isn't there? Bentley, Ford, BMW.
Travagoli has caught up to Warnweg.
And Cassius coming back at Colpitts. Down the inside he goes, and through he goes. Oh, Brown looked like he had an optional move there to make on Townsend, but he just clipped the curb, unsettled his car, and the work starts again. Don't worry, Tree. I'm assuming that means Trisha. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't need to tell me your real name, but just correct me if I'm wrong. But after Brown dropped back, Townsend is catching up on Gibino again. Brown takes a lot of curb on the exit. Will this serve him? Tracy. There we go. Thanks for all the support, Tracy. Your comments and assuming a like and a share would all be appreciated. Now Townsend goes left and right. Tries to get Gibino, but this is slowing him down to Brown, who's now found an inside and found traction. Coming down toward Agostoni, but he's going to get boxed out by Gibino, and he does. And that has allowed Townsend around the outside. But can Giovinazzo still fight this? He does at the inside for the next corner, but no, he loses out. Can Brown undo the error he had of getting boxed in?
I'm not sure if this is going to be final lap. But it is final lap where he was going to finish because there's only 10 seconds left.
So
why is there a car parked on the start straight? Who is that?
Car 700.
Dimitri is parked the wrong side of the pit wall. Stopped on a live track.
Dimitri, please either get going or return to the pits.
I think he was waiting for the leaders to finish the race. I think he was waiting for the leader to finish the race so he didn't have to keep driving. But now it's the final lap.
So Travaglioli down the inside of Moornweg. And he's got Sharp in tow as well. Big stations, big points for the overall championship. Is going to have the inside of Agostini. Can Sharp dive one down the inside as well? Moornweg taps Travaglioli's rear. Sharp now gets through as well. Yeah, seemingly somehow that affected Moornweg more than did Travaglioli. Oh, and now Moornweg goes deep. And now he's over the grass. And that lets Sharp through.
That was Prentice and the Mustang that slipped through.
Sorry. Now Moornweg really losing out. Travaglioli's found himself in P2. So we'll see that as a big win from the back of the grid. But now Schuldelmeer. Fantastic on debut. I don't think anyone can disagree. Driver of the day. Comes home. One more corner to manage. Class of the field. Did nothing but extend his gap over the second car all race. And here he goes. Flashing a braze. And here he goes. Takes the win in the Colgate Porsche. Travaglioli close second in the driver of the day standings. We know the pace he's got, and he avoided the accidents and came home in P2 after starting from pretty much the back. Sharp saw him off for a good long while, comes into P3. Prentice takes P3 in class, P4 on the road. Moornweg will still be happy, P2 in class, which is what he had originally. And Popsill, great racing from him. Then Jablonski sees off Wozzer.
Very close fight to the line there.
I think Wozzer actually, that was Jablonski pipping Wozzer. And we have Cassier. Very strong race from him, especially after earlier incidents. We've got Richins, Colpitts, Van der Waal, Sharp, Grace, Giovinazzo, and Brown looking for a run on Giovinazzo. Doesn't get it. Townsend wins the Am-Tier. Serfontaine could have had a really good result this second race, but as you can see by the state of that. Oh, and we've got Kalugin trying to chase Lino to the line. Not enough track left for him, I fear. And we've got Luke Prentice, who, after pitting early on, I believe, is going to come home the bottom of the Pro Tier, barring those that retired like Vermeulen, and comes home P23. And Geller, who I believe has been in quite a few wars this evening. He's going to round the final corner, come home. Well, I think it'd be P24. I think a few drivers have just started to leave the server. And everybody else, I believe, has already finished or is sat in the pits like Coppins. So, yeah, a very... Townsend, oh, unlucky.
He wins and still complains. Typical Welshman.
So we'll just cheekily nick this replay for our own entertainment. And we'll see if any of the admins want to jump in the comms box for a bit of a debrief.
GG, Jazza, mate. I realised I said that and that was quite offensive, but big love, man. Even though in the purple and pink McLaren, it will always be purple and pink. Perink.
Prink. And I think my game was crashed.
Dazzle was feeling perinky.
But on the off chance that my game doesn't uncrash, so we'll see if anybody of the admin team wants to come join. Alternatively, we'll see if Schundelmeyer wants to come join the comms box. We congratulate him on his win. If the admins could organise that for us. You want to just pop a message in the chat, see if we can get him in. Oh, got to catch my breath after that.
Well, I mean, it was a very, very intense round one, buddy. I mean, man flu was getting the best of me, but it was definitely getting the better of some of our drivers, right? Because that's what the Super Sprint Sunday format's all about, especially having that reverse grid. It will make or break some of our drivers. Unfortunately, we saw Jazzman earlier get absolutely bombarded in the bomb hole multiple times from drivers, unfortunately, either spinning out or losing out due to incidents.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of incidents, especially through turn one, and I think there was 2 incidents apiece in the first turn and the bomb hole. Just scenarios where once a few drivers go round, they then create a blockade for the rest of the grid, and then further incidents ensue.
Green light. Go.
And yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, the stewards will look into the instigators of those incidents. We've been asked very politely not to give our own stewarding feedback. Hopefully not to sway or to ultimately trigger anybody into thinking that we are the font of all knowledge in regards to stewarding. The FRL's got a very strong and knowledgeable stewarding team. They probably know better than us. But I think we'll give it a few more moments. But no, I'm very happy with how tonight has gone, the battles that took place, the strategy calls that came in terms of waiting on battles, hanging back, capitalising on spins, or if you're just Sodermeyer, just gapping the front.
Well, we've seen it before, buddy. I mean, look at, was it last season when we had Grafe was in the GTR, the Black Horse, and obviously that second race sometimes obviously having that reverse grid or just difference in the grid, obviously that GTR just ran away.
It does, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get anybody joining. I think a lot of people have tickets to put in, and I think for most people that's going to take priority before they ultimately dive off to bed for work tomorrow. But no, I hope everybody enjoyed the day of racing. The Spanish Grand Prix was fun earlier on. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who has got it on replay or watching on Channel 4. And we hope that everybody enjoyed it enough to come back next week, both on track and when you're watching at home. Obviously, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe. If you would like to join in with the action, come and drop a comment, and admin will reach out to you and send you a link to Discord and or SimGrid if necessary to get you involved in the action. If you're already part of our community, it's a wonderful one. Everybody should like it because it's brilliant. Consider signing up to the Patreon, starting at just £3 a month, 10p a day. You can get priority sign-ups, priority driver numbers, your own practice server, and a whole bunch of extra goodies as well, which are withheld from your humble commentator staff. And yeah, we'll see you all next week, the same time in Laguna Seca, the stomping ground of Vandervoort and his martial hating ways.
We just have to phone Larry.
I have to phone Larry, tell him, mate. Annual leave got renewed in April. You should have plenty. Get yourself off, mate. But no, thank you everybody for watching this evening. You've been an absolute pleasure in the comments. Obviously, if you're a driver watching this back, thank you for watching it all the way to this part. Very appreciated that the drivers like to watch it just as much as the spectators do. And we'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.